Welcome to episode 70 of Talking Dairy. When it comes to managing a team, what does good leadership look like? And how do you invest in developing people when times are financially tough? In this People Leadership series, we're talking to different farm businesses across the country to get their perspectives on leading successful teams and how to attract and retain the best talent. Joining us today are Canterbury farmers Leo and Hazel Panaligan, runners-up of the 2023 Southland Dairy Industry Awards Share Farmer of the Year. Today's host is Jack McGowan.
Kia ora, Hazel and Leo. So nice to meet you and welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. We're happy to be here in your podcast.
Let's start by hearing a little bit about your farm business and team. So what's the structure of your farm?
Well, the structure of the farm is composes with 6 staff, including the both of us.
So you're contract milkers, right?
Yes, we are contract milking for about 5 years.
Yeah, it's going to 5 years now. We are working with grassland.
Tell me about your herd.
We have about 1,300 cow winter, 402 effective hectare. And we normally grass-based. We use grass, we utilize grass. And I just try to make sure, we're not bringing too much speed from outside.
What about yourselves? What's your background?
I'm a little dairy farmer back in Philippines before I arrived here in New Zealand. I started in Canterbury, dairy assistant in one of the biggest farms in New Zealand before. I worked in Robindale Dairies, 3,000 cow. That's my first farm when I arrived in New Zealand. And that's huge number. One shed, 3,000 cow.
Yeah, how many were you milking in the Philippines?
A handful.
A handful?
Yeah. Myself, I have my own 3 cows, like dairy cow. But I help my uncle back in Philippines. He have about a few cows. And I trained to be an AV technician back home. And then we got the opportunity to apply here in New Zealand. And then I come here.
And yourself, Hazel?
I used to be an international rural exchange in Australia when I'm in my early 20s. It's just happened that my boss in Australia was a Lincoln University graduate. And he asked me if what is my plan. I said, I want more cow or one more chance. That's the thing when you're more younger. And he told me that, go to New Zealand then. So here I am.
Amazing.
It's been almost 19 years.
How cool. What a journey. So what are your goals for the next 5 to 10 years?
We want to be not a farm owner, but equity partnership.
What about, because you talked about your employees, your team being individuals but working together as a team towards one goal?
Yes.
What kind of goals do you see them having?
The goals for them would be, most of the time is too personal for them. But then we try to bring it, in the business so that we try to help them how to achieve their personal goals for them to be more motivated. Because sometimes motivation is not enough. It's just like a bondage. But then the more they understand what they want and what are their goals, and then, we could help or synchronize, for them to develop in the organization or to be developed in our business. And then, they will be more performer and they more could achieve something more in life.
Cool. How has your leadership style or the way that you lead your team developed over time?
We ask them how they want to be trained. Some bit more tougher, some bit more easier. It's depend on to the people.
Yeah. So the leadership here style would be it depends on the person. When you're in the leadership role also, you should be always a big example for them. You're also exactly a doer rather than there's no point of leading something that you're an absent leader.
Lead by example.
Yeah.
Because you cannot teach someone if they cannot see what you're doing. At the same time, you need to be there, showing them at the start what to do before you let them go. It's like teaching a kid at the start. If you want a good moral or attitude, you show them how to do it the way you want it.
How do you onboard new people to your team?
Of course, it started from you should have the same passion together, and someone should be always like, same goal in life with you, and you make it sure that someone is coming in inside the organization could work with the team. You could work with others also. So that's how we onboard them. We need to open ourselves that they could see us visibly also, same as they could also open themselves to us so that we could work together. And that's how it works. For example, we support someone to go home for a holiday because it's a birthday of his son, or we support someone to go home for a holiday because he's going to get married. It might be not in the right time yet, but we are on board to step down and milk the cows for them. Actually, just opening to be not just an employee-staff relationship, but then it's like a family relationship.
Like bringing to the family. Like we try to bring, same, like outside we play sport, like make sure they can come along though and come with us or something just to make move welcome.
What sport do you play, Leo?
No, basketball.
Basketball, cool.
Yeah, we love basketball. We're a bit short, but we love basketball.
And you both play?
No, I don't understand basketball at all. I'm that 40%, but I support him. And I support the staff to do that one. It's also part of their mental health, to go outside and to socialize. I'm not a basketball fan, but I will be a good cheerleader. I'll try my best. Either they're ashamed of me dancing in there, but I will do my best for them. Support them.
Everybody needs a cheerleader. So how do you approach meetings? Do you have one-to-ones or reviews, team meetings? What do you do there?
The meetings can be both formal and informal. Mostly if we try to motivate them or we try to develop them. It should be informal sometimes.
Sometimes, like if we need to do something, it need to be one-on-one, like we bring them one-on-one. But normally we have a weekly meeting every week.
As a team or?
As a team.
Oh, yeah.
There's very awareness of what's going on both sides. So in their sides and our sides, and for the growth of the day-to-day tasks.
Nice. And what about formal training and development for them? What are they involved in and how do you support that?
We both train them for the start, but then we always encourage them to do ITO all the time if they want to advance their skills and knowledge in dairy farming. So we support them. We give them all kind of support, like bring them in town or having them scheduled earlier, making sure that the time should be present on that day for their tutorials, or maybe we give them time to spend one night dinner with us, to help them to accomplish the papers they're making. So we are a big supporter for training we're training for level 3 for any level they want.
In the farm, when we train them, like I bring them with me, doing one-on-one in the farm, the product, in the cows, like example, doing maybe bringing them one by one on the stand, every day is different. Same with the grass cows, like make sure they understand what we're doing. Because, if we're not gonna help them to learn what we're doing, they cannot help us to achieve what the goal we have. They need to make sure they understand the goal. And it's easy, but it's hard at the same time, the goal. Like we are a big company. We want to be always one on the top. That's the goal. Yeah. Like we try to be number one. But we achieved that one last year. We want to do it again. But in the company, we have a good, like every end of the year, we have like awarding and 15 farm in the company. And last year, we were very lucky to get to be number one. We try to keep that way.
It sounds like it is not down to luck. It sounds like it's down to hard work.
You work hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what they say.
They need to understand. That's why they need to be on the board, need to understand everything. They need to be done the training and everything to be there. and we'll be there for them to achieve their goal. Always give and take.
And what about yourselves? How long have you been managing staff, managing employees for?
Since 2011 or 12, start managing staff.
With different nationality,
Different culture. Like
different culture.
we get from Tonga, from China, from Chile, Nepal, like multicultural. I'm very, very lucky to work to heaps of nationality, heaps of people.
And to broaden our horizon of understanding different culture and mixing those kind of culture. We're lucky for that one.
And with that heaps of good people. That's like become friend with everyone.
I can see how that would happen with you too. And so in that time, what kind of formal training or mentorship have yourselves taken?
I've done leadership training, coaching approach, that kind of training.
Yes. I think when the family is still young, because we are striving for our residency at that moment, every off of Leo should be always going to training. I always push him to go in developing the career side because there's certain point of immigration qualification, you must be a manager or something, or you should earn something, a certain amount, so that you could be a resident for you to qualify to be a resident. That's why we're chasing for that one. For 10 years, that's why he developed that career and the skills that requires.
And it is like say it's not easy, but we make it there like heaps of training, like what she said. Like, I need to go to ITO doing ITO level 4, level 5. In my days off, that's always been up every time out. Any other training in my days off, I'm very lucky to have a supported wife. It's not easy to go out every off. Need to have a time up, family time at the same time, but we managed to get it there at the end.
Just keep juggling.
Yeah, it sounds like quite an investment, but it's paying off for you.
Yeah.
What are your kind of guiding principles or values for how you run your team?
The guiding principles is always, it's because dairy farming is always crucial, like production is always crucial. And the guiding principles in there is you must give your best you can offer and always be honest, so that if you have mistakes or there's some error, we could fix it right away. I think that's the most important for us, so that our day will be more easier if you do it earlier, if you say it earlier, and we could fix it right away. That's also financially, and
honesty is the best policy. That's make it everyone's happy. Everyone make a mistake and just make sure, just tell us before we see it and we can fix it.
I remember putting milking an antibiotic cow into the vet in my first year farming, and I felt so sick.
Oh,
But yeah, like you say, just tell the boss, and we got the milk tested and it was fine.
It should be part of the relationship between the staff and your boss. Is the part of it is more on trust each other, and it started from telling the truth.
That's why want, like what you asked at the start, need to be more comfortable to each other, like a family, bringing them with us, and then they're not afraid to say something.
And help them if they have mistake. Help them to fix it rather than keep
whinging. Nothing's gonna happen if you become upset and keep whinging. It's better to tell them what happened and how to fix it than become angry and happy. It's easier that way to get the job done. And next time they will be, they'll learn how to do it properly. That's the easy one.
Yeah. You've talked about employing a lot of international employees, and I presume you've had some Kiwis in your time as well. Do you need to approach them differently? And if so, how?
No. We're not approaching them differently. Perhaps for the international students, we call it transitional. We train them transitional because at the end of the day, we're working with Kiwis. So it should be the Kiwi standards at all times.
We need to bring them in Kiwi culture. We not to bring their culture to here.
But we respect their culture at the same time.
Yeah.
Yes, but I think the good news for this one, if you mix different culture, it's like learning from each other. It's there are part of the Kiwis that we need to learn, and there are part of them or people like us that Kiwi should also embrace that may be applicable for the organization. I think just embracing each other and understanding to work it out. Especially, we've been in the organization for a while, and then I personally, when I started dairy farming, I was with Ukrainian, French lady, American girl in our younger years, and we have no problem. Even communication is not a problem, but I guess just accepting and understanding the culture, and then share those good things, take off those not important. Everything's fine.
Wonderful. So, how do you make sure that you are the best leaders that you can be?
We always ask ourselves and improve ourselves, I think.
Yeah, need to be relaxed most of the time. Cannot be a good leader if you're not relaxed. Just pretty much, apply what we learn from outside and other people see, like for me, learn to someone to develop ourselves to like we do we have a Filipino discussion group before real talk, and we do that because to improve ourselves and to help them to share our knowledge and get their knowledge to develop or for us to this kind of stuff. And doing that way is like meeting heaps of people at the same time, and you learn from them, and you can bring to our side too, to our business to help our staff too at the same time.
Yeah, I think it's to be a good leader is we try to push always in the boundary, and we try to understand what's going on surround us, and be open of something for a communication or open for a new things, new knowledge. Oh, we fail for technology, but we try our very best. But be open for something because sometimes there are heaps of changes also that it's not required, or there are things also that we need to retain, and understanding Kiwi way of many aspects actually in dairy farming that very challenging, and you must be more aware of it.
I think don't be afraid, to change. That's the one thing. Don't be afraid to change or copy someone and improve it.
And do you have a mentor or someone you go to for advice, or do you tend to take it from your community?
We have heaps of mentors. All of the old guys.
we have heaps of people helping us like get along with the people on the like ahead of the company.
I think we've learned, Leo and I learned for those from Kiwis that's been doing the dairy farming, the originals doing the farming.
Old ways, we learn from them, and then we apply to ourselves to, don't make it complicated.
You mentioned that you are in a Filipino discussion group, Real Talk, was that what it was called?
Yes.
Yeah. What other community groups are you involved in?
Leo's involved with the basketball league. Mossborn.
We do a basketball league here in Mossborn. We organize it to, bring together everyone in winter, make it easy. And then we join to our other league in Berkagel or Otawa, that kind of stuff.
Yes, and I also doing the Dairy Women regional leader in the North area. So we try our best to be a part of the community and to understand more the community, and we could bring this, whether we like it or not, the Filipino dairy worker are present in the organization, and we try to uplift them to be more professional, effective, and efficient, and they could relate with their boss. And because it is important, those relationships is so important, so that both sides will grow and we have a happy dairy farming.
And with the discussion group, we're not doing only talking about farming. We try to coach them too at the same time.
Where it's not all about dairy farming, but it's how are they to be a dairy professionals. How are they going to upgrade their career? Or if the issue is communication, how are they going to cross those languages in understanding the culture and the Kiwi culture? And how are they going to cross that one to Kiwi so that the Kiwi could understand it and so that they will also understand the Kiwi way? So it's to develop them in how to be retained or how to survive in a different scenario in their lives.
And Hazel, right at the start, before we recorded, you mentioned motivational and leadership books. Do you do a lot of reading?
By profession back home, I graduated in human resources management, my degree in university back home. And then when I came here, I said I need to upgrade in Kiwi way. So I thought I just learned policy and, the labor law side of it. But now I just realized I took the whole course of our diploma in human resources so that I will understand the Kiwi way. Because in human resources, it's not only about the common running of human behavior, but it's part of it's the culture. And I understand that there should be a merge between different culture in New Zealand. Whether we like it or not, New Zealand is a multicultural country at this moment. It's difficult, but you need to understand that it's more on merging both different culture and different beliefs. So that's how, at this moment, I am on my human resources for ITO level 5.
And diploma.
For diploma in level 5.
Ah, very good. Now, you talked about Leo using all his days off to do ITO. What does it look like at the moment? Are you doing training at the moment, using all your days off for development, or do you get to do some fun stuff as well?
I'm not doing any kind of training at the moment. When DairyNZ have discussion group, I always attend. So we're still busy. At the moment, like pretty much halfway or more than halfway of the season. It's relaxed now on the farm. We do some fun stuff. We're joining a basketball league in Invercargill and Ottawa at the moment for the guys on the farm, bringing them with me.
You forgot to mention about the netball with the women's.
I play that.
Community for the local community.
We have Mosborn netball community.
And we encourage the Filipino to join netball because we don't have netball back home.
We don't know how to play netball, but we play.
Okay, we're about to wrap up, but before we do, what advice would you give other farmers about managing their team?
I think understand what the guys want, what they want to achieve in life, and start from there. Help them to develop themselves, and doing that, they will help you to achieve what you want to do or what you want to achieve on your business. Because we cannot do everything by ourselves. We need help from them. That's very important for me.
Anything from you, Hazel?
We need to understand that human is so complicated. They have their own thinking, they have their own ways in life. But I think it would be easier if you have in your team that has a passion in it. And if someone has a passion in it, it's not hard to deal with. Because dairy farming is like a lifestyle. And you should have someone to be with that one as a lifestyle. And that leadership will just flow easily.
Okay, thank you both so much for joining us today. It's been an absolute delight to meet you and speak with you. If you are inspired by what you've heard today and are a dairy farmer that employs or manages people, join us at one of the People Expos throughout the country in March. So the Expo is designed to help you tackle the big issues around recruiting and retaining people on farm and features thought leaders from within and beyond the sector. The People Expo is free to attend and lunch is provided. Head to dairynz.co.nz/People Expo for more info and to register, and we hope to see you there. Mā te wā, noho ora mai.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Talking Dairy. Check the show notes on where to go for more information on this topic. And if you have any ideas on future episodes, please send an email to talkingdairy@dairynz.co.nz.